Okay. Oh, great. Hold on. I think somebody's about to try to crash the party.
No, that audio sounded real good.
Thank you, Moopy. So what's up? We're doing this again, cause I have upgraded my custom software that is allowed for audience participation in the AI dungeon stories. That was Mater. You're not incorrect. That was Mater. So I added a few more moving parts to my software setup over here. And that means that there is a higher probability that things are just going to break randomly. So I'm really hoping that that doesn't happen and that everything is good and nothing breaks and everything works perfectly fine. But I'm sure something will break. So please note this is sort of a work in progress. You know, I think it's just time to jump on in. Let's get it running. Let's see if it's working at all. I just tested it before the stream started. So it should be working. But you know, only one way really to find out, right? The sub badges are from Paper Mario, yes. Okay. Probably gonna stay pretty quiet as I did last time because it's not really mostly me talking, so I will adjust things as needed, but let's start the story. Let's test it out. Let's make sure that we're all good. Okay. Hold on, I'm doing one last test over here. It looks like, from what I can tell, everything's looking good. That I can see. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh all my browser sources to make sure that it's all good. Whoops. There we go. Double check. Okay.
Once upon a time, there were a group of young birds who all were learning how to fly. They all picked up on it rather quickly, save for one. Baby bird was so afraid of getting too high up in the air and then falling all the way back down. They didn't ever want to fly. They wanted to stay on the ground forever. You must learn to fly, Mama Bird, one baby bird, or else the nasty creatures will get you.
Awesome. Great start.
Baby bird was too afraid to fly, but not too afraid to stay. So, baby bird stayed. All of the other birds flew away, leaving baby bird alone. Alone, baby bird grew bored. They had no one to talk to, no one to play with, nothing to do at all. And then the creatures came. The creatures were strange beings that roamed the sea. They were unlike birds, with strange tentacles and wobbly legs. They didn't look friendly. When they saw baby bird, they did something unexpected. They spoke in common tongue. "Why are you on the ground?" One of the creatures asked. "Should you be flying with your friends?"
I'll increase the length of the poll for next time.
"I'm not like my friends," baby bird admitted. "I'm too afraid to fly." The creatures laughed. Everyone is afraid at first. One of them said, "Come with us and we'll teach you all about flying." Baby bird knew they were lying. They were just going to eat them.
Shit. I programmed something wrong. Ignore the glowing text.
But they also knew that if they stayed on the ground, the creatures would get them for sure. It was a lose-lose situation. So Baby Bird did the only thing they could do. They jumped. Baby Bird fell towards the ground. They fell and fell and fell. And then something incredible happened. The creatures were holding them up, flying them through the air. See, that wasn't so bad, one of the creatures laughed. Baby Bird was too busy being terrified to speak. They just clung to one of the creature's tentacles for dear life. Baby Bird was taught how to fly. The creatures even gave them a new name, Cloud Rider. After years of flying, Cloud Rider grew tired. They wanted to go home, back to where they belonged. But they couldn't find their way back. They asked the creatures to take them home, but they refused. If you want to go home, one of the creatures said, "You'll have to learn how to fly back by yourself." The creatures dropped Cloud Rider back on the ground, and there Baby Bird remains to this day.
You guys are mean.
They still try and fly home, but every time they get too scared and fall back down to earth. They're too afraid to fly, too afraid to stay on the ground. They do not go home. They do not move forward. They just are. They are so hungry. Where can they find a place to eat? Oh no, the big, beautiful garden in the middle of the forest. There's lots of yummy fruits and vegetables for Cloud Rider to eat. Should Cloud Rider go for it?
Sorry, Kami, you just have to keep the story in your head. There's not enough screen real estate to put more text on the screen.
Ah, yes. Yes, the thought of eating all that fruit and vegetables is making Cloud Rider's mouth water. They pick the garden clean, eating all they can fit in their stomachs. They feel much better afterwards. They are so full, they almost don't need to eat again. But they know they will. But what's that? They hear big, stumping footsteps approaching from behind. What could it be?
Ignore the glowing text again. Making a bug report right now to fix that.
Witzer? Cloud Rider turns around and comes face to face with a big, blue, fictitious dragon. He roars at Cloud Rider, who is paralyzed with fear. The dragon has big, sharp teeth. They look strong enough to bite through steel. He has a long, powerful tail. He could probably break trees in half with the thing. He has large wings that let him fly around, helping him conserve his strength. He has 2 scales that hide a weak, soft inner body. But he's not weak. He's strong, like Cloud Rider. What are you doing in my garden? Roars the dragon. Ah, I'm so sorry. Cloud says in a tinny voice, I don't care what you were, just get out of my garden. Ugh, Cloud says, quickly running away. The dragon lets out one last roar and then goes back to sleep. But Cloud Rider stayed up all night. When the sun rose, they were miles and miles away from the garden. What will you do now? They stay up all night. The colors eat some fruit. What? Cloud says. I just wanted to test it. I can't help it that I'm starving. Oh, don't worry. The man says. I know what you mean. Just grab a banana. They're the easiest to eat. Who are you? Cloud Rider says to the strange man. Me, I'm no one. Just a humble servant of God. What? Cloud says in confusion. How did you find me? I was sent to find you. What is God? Cloud Rider asks. God is everything. He's the sky, the ground. He's you, me, everyone. God is love. God is justice. Follow God, and you will find happiness. Now, let's get you home. The sun is coming up. You wouldn't want to get burnt, would you? No. Cloud says, dropping the banner. Let's go. They left the garden and walked back home in complete silence. When they arrive, Cloud's parents are overjoyed to see them safe. Cloud never went into the garden again. Once he knew there was evil in there, he would never set one foot inside it. Now, he waits in his room every Sunday for the man to come back. He's convinced that the man is God. And he's happy to wait for his return. But someday, Cloud will leave this village. He will find the man in white again. He will find God, and he will go to heaven, where there is no pain, no suffering, no evil. There is only peace, and that's the story of how Cloud Rider lost his faith. A sad tale fantasy. It was a dark and stormy night. The wind blew furiously against the window, threatening to shatter the glass into a million pieces. Cloud Rider was in his room, waiting for God, as they did every Sunday. He looked around his room and saw the paintings and the drawings he had made. There was one in particular he was drawing before God came, a picture of a tiger. It was his favorite animal. The stripes looked like the ones on God's robe. He thought, God, God, God. He heard a voice cry out. It was his mother, calling him to dinner. He quickly drew a line to finish the tiger's snout, then ran down to eat. Son, where are you? He heard his father cry out. It's time to eat. I'm coming, Father Cloud said, hurrying to the dinner table. His mother and father sat at the head of the table, waiting for him. They looked worried. Son, where are you? It's time to eat, his mother said once more. I'm here, mother. They brightened up considerably. His mother passed him a bowl of soup, which he took a deep breath of. I love the smell of mother's cooking, he said. Son, you know mother can cook to save her life. His father laughed. Father, tell me the story about God again, please. Cloud Rider requested of his father. Which one, son? I've told you 100. The one about the man in white. Ah, yes, that's my favorite. As Cloud's father began the story, Cloud ate his soup happily. He loved the stories of the man in white. The man would travel far and wide, helping those in need for no reward but a hug. He gave courage to the weak, courageousness to the meek, and help to the downtrodden. He made the world a better place, and one day, Cloud would be just like him. But first, he would have to kill him. A sad tale colors. It was a dark and stormy night. The wind blew furiously against the window, threatening to shatter the glass into 1,000,000 pieces. A girl sat in her room, waiting for God, as they did every Sunday. She looked around her room and saw the paintings and drawings she had made. There was one in particular she was drawing before God came, a picture of a tiger. It was her favorite animal. The stripes looked like the ones on God's robe, she thought. God, 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 she heard a voice cry out. It was her mother, calling her to dinner. She quickly drew a line to finish the tiger's snout, then ran down to eat. Darling, where are you? It's time to eat, her mother cried out. You too late, I made your favorite. I'm coming, mother.
Hey, don't blame me. Blame AI Dungeon.
She said, hurrying to the dinner table. Her mother sat at the head of the table, waiting for her. They looked worried. Darling, where are you? It's time to eat. Her mother said once more, I'm here, mother. They brightened up considerably. Her mother passed her a bowl of soup, which she took a deep breath of. Ah, I love the smell of mother's cooking, she said. Darling, you know mother can cook to save her life. Her father laughed. Father, tell me the story about God again, please. The girl requested of her father. Which one, darling? I've told you 100. The one about the man in white. Ah, yes, that's my favorite. As the girl's father began the story, the girl ate her soup happily. She loved the stories of the man in white. The man would travel far and wide, helping those in need for no reward but a hug. He gave courage to the weak, courageousness to the meek, and help to the downtrodden. He made the world a better place, and one day she would be just like him. But first, she would have to kill him. A sad tale, ideas. So, why did you want to see me? God asked. I need your help, you answered. What is it this time? It's my friend, Cloud Rider. He's sick.
Uh-oh. It's breaking. My software is breaking. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Alright. I don't know what's about to happen. I think maybe it just all broke. What? That took longer to break than I thought it did. Or that I thought it would. Okay, yeah, it broke. Hold on, let's see if I can recover the story. Nope, the story is unrecoverable. It totally smashed what was there. I don't even know it. Here, let me see what I can do. Oops.
The wind blew furiously against
not
the window,
that one again.
threatening to shatter the glass into a million pieces.
No,
A
we
rabbit
already
sat
did
in
that
her
twice.
warren, waiting for God, as they did every Sunday.
We're not doing that one again. We're not doing that one again. What? It's like AI Dungeon is like talking about rabbits now. One moment, please. See if I can recover it.
This book smells bad.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's see what this does.
But first, she would have to kill him. The end. You reached the god standing behind the door. Congratulations.
Great. Thanks, AI Dungeon. Not really what I was looking for.
What the fuck? This is the best ending. Click here to go to the bonus story, which explains what happens after you kill God. Click here to read a different story.
Great choices. Okay, this story might just be a bust. This one might not be any good anymore. I think we may have reached the end.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Shut up. You don't get to choose.
Click here to go to the beginning, where you can choose a different story to read. Here is a brand new story, Once Upon a Time. I would like a choice. A beautiful woman stands behind a counter. It is the 4th hour of the 4th day of the week, and exactly 7:30 in the morning. Good morning. How may I help you? The woman asks. You see that the woman is wearing a name-a-titch. It says, Cicely, I want to buy some food. Okay, Cicely says, what do you want to buy? You see a list of items on the counter.
Oh shit, I forgot to increase the poll time. This is gonna be a real fast poll. Sorry for people who are on a delay. Sorry about that. It's fixed now.
I want to buy rice, you say. Do you want to buy white rice or brown rice? Cicely asks. You see a list of items on the counter. I want to buy white rice, you say. Do you want to buy per rubber tree white rice, a supermarket own brand white rice? Cicely asks. You see a list of items on the counter. I want to buy per rubber tree white rice, you say. One moment, please, Cicely says. That sounds quite yummy.
AI Dungeon is trolling me, I think, with this story. Tell it to write me a story and it starts writing about a supermarket trip.
Cecily walks away to the storage room. She comes back out with a plastic bag. I think this story is good. She takes out some money from the register and puts it in the bag with the rice. She closes the bag and hands it to you. That will be $40, 80 cents, Cecily says. How much rice is she buying? That a lot of rice.
So I'm laughing at the fact that she put money in the bag with the rice. I don't understand. Uberduck is taking a while for this one. That makes me think that it's about to break, potentially. We'll give it a second. We'll give it a just a few more moments to see if it can logic out this one. There might be too many new line characters. Uberduck doesn't generally handle that super well. And a lot of quotes. Okay. I think it's just, I don't think it can do this one. I may have to try it manually. Wait. Or maybe it's our Uberduck bot that's broken. Hang on. Yeah, for some reason it's not playing voices in the voice channel. That's strange. Let me just, what? Hey, Kami, are you still watching? There we go. All right.
Just.
All right, we're good. It's fixed. Oh, the bot crashed. Okay. Kami's telling me that I crashed the bot. No, I think it maybe was the AI dungeon input that may have crashed it. I'm gonna try making it say this line again, and if it crashes it again, I'll just move on.
You pay Cecily. Thanks, you say. Thank you for shopping at Target. You sit down on the couch with your bag of groceries.
Okay. It looks like we're good. Well, let's try doing the second line. Maybe that's what broke it.
You open up the bag and take out the contents. You see the rice and some other items you bought this morning. Thank you for shopping at Target. You look around and see something strange.
Okay. Now we're good. We're back in it. Hopefully. We'll have to see.
Did she thank herself for shopping at Target? You see yourself sitting on the other side of the couch. Hello, you say. Hello, the other you says. You are shocked to see another you. You are about to reach out and touch yourself, but you stop yourself. Me, you stutter. I'm me too. Your other self says. You study the other you up and down. You wonder what is going on. You don't know if this is a dream or not. Ooh.
These are sure some choices. I wonder which one chat's going to pick.
Ooh.
Oh, what do you know? It's a fucking landslide.
Let's call the police. The other you says. Okay, you Ripley. You pick up the telephone receiver and dial 911. 911? What is your emergency? A voice answers. I think there is another me, you say. Someone else is in the house. No, I'm me and I'm looking at myself. Sir, are you on drugs? I can't remember. You say, what do you mean you can't remember?
Oh, fuck. The coppers are on their way. I'd better get out of here.
I woke up and there was another me in the room. I don't know how it happened. Sir, is this some kind of prank? The operator asks angrily. No, I swear. Can we go to Target? The other you asks. Shut up, you say to the other you. Sir, I think you better calm down. The operator says.
Uh-oh. Potential bot breakage again.
She gonna call 911.
Oh, nope. Still working. Let me put it in manually. That's weird. I don't know what's happening.
I'm sorry, you say. I'll send someone over. The operator hangs up the phone. You put down the receiver. You look at the other you again.
Oh, crap. The pole thing broke. Well, you guys are picking blindly. I figured this would happen at least once. You know, just pick your favorite one. I have a backup for when this inevitably happened, so... Oh shit, don't get a tie. I definitely didn't program it if it gets a tie. I don't know what would happen. It might not break, but it might break. I never considered a tie. It probably just takes whichever one is above. Like, if A and B tie, it probably would just take A. Well, congratulations. You've made A and B tie. I don't know what's going to happen
You
now.
turn around and see even more use. You see a group of 5 youths sitting down. Who are all of you? You ask. You hear a knock on the door. You open it. 2 police officers are there. Hello, I'm Officer Martin, and this is Officer Miller. Is there somewhere we can talk? The first officer says. Sure. You sit down with the police officers in the kitchen. So, there are multiple yous in this house, Officer Martin says. Ooh. That's what I said on the phone, you say. Sir, are you on drugs? Officer Miller asks. No, I swear. Sir, there is no need to get angry, Officer Martin says. I'm sorry, you say. So, tell me what happened, Officer Miller asks. Can we go to Target? One of the yous asks from the other room. Shut up, you say. What was that? Officer Miller asks. Nothing, you say. You go back to explaining what happened. I woke up and there was another me in the room. I don't know how it happened. How many are there? I think about 7.
There keeps being more and more of them.
You woke up and found 7 versions of yourself in your house. Officer Martin says. Yes. Did you feel nauseous? A little bit, you admit. Ooh. Ooh. Did you vomit? No. Did you feel a buzzing feeling? Officer Miller asks. No, you say. Did you find a penny spinning on the floor? Why, yes, I did, you exclaim. How did you know that? Did the penny have the year 2038 on it? Officer Miller asks. You feel your pockets. You find a penny in your pocket. You look at it. It does. How did you know that? Do you remember seeing a bright flash before you woke up? Officer Miller asks. Yes, it was so bright. You say, was that the flash? I'm sorry, but there is no flash. That was most likely a hallucination. But, you say.
Ignore the glowing text again. The poll technology needs a little bit of work, but I'm glad it's mostly working, other than some visual bugs and crashing once.
You've been scammed, Officer Martin says. What? There is no flash. You've been scammed by the men you saw online. No? You say. Officers Martin and Miller show you their identification. We are with the fly. These men have been scamming people online for years now. You've been scammed out of $40?
What was the scam? The rice? It was...
You check your bag of rice to see if the men are telling the truth. You open the bag of rice and find nothing but a few grains. You've been scammed, Officer Miller says. Oh no. You slam your fist on the counter and cry. You're angry at yourself for falling for such an obvious scam.
I'm imagining somebody crying over $40 of rice that they didn't get.
You've been scammed, the use repeat. You grab your bag of groceries and run to your room. You lock yourself in there for days. You don't eat or drink.
Why would you do that?
You just cry. You've been scammed, the you say. After days of crying, you open up your laptop. You go on the website and leave a complaint about the scam. Days pass and you get a message from the website. Hello, thanks for the complaint. We've investigated and we've found that you haven't been scammed. The men you saw were the real deal. This website did not intend to scam you and we're sorry for this inconvenience. Sincerely, the Flash Conspiracy.
Ooh, I think Uberduck does not like having a quote at the start. That's fair. You wouldn't usually do that.
You stare at the message in shock. You didn't get scammed. Then that means the men were real. You have no idea how to feel.
Oh, there's some good choices here. Oh no, but the poll didn't happen. Oh, hold on. I think my thing crashed. Huh. It didn't crash, but it also didn't make a poll happen. Hold on, I think I should be able to do it.
You're happy because you're not out any money, but you're also confused about all this. The next day you get another message. This time it's from someone on YouTube. Hello, I saw your video. It's very interesting. If you have any more questions, you can reply to this message.
The options are AI generated. Hold on, I'm going to try to figure out why the poll didn't work, I'm gonna have to do some stuff real quick. This is a bit of a test. This is a dry run of this stuff. That's weird. It didn't even crash. It just didn't like it. All right, 1 second. Okay, those answers were really good, but unfortunately they're lost to the ether. I cannot recover them, so we're gonna have to just do another poll and hope that it works this time. I wonder why it broke. There we go. I'm not sure what happened last time. Did you write this software? Yes, I did. Well, not UberDuck and AI Dungeon, but everything used to connect everything and put it on the stream, I wrote myself, yeah. I apologize for the fucking lawn people. I swear, somebody is mowing, one of my neighbors is mowing their lawn every single day of the fucking week.
You've learned something new about the world, but you've also gone insane. You look at your walls to see the men still there. They stare at you. What now? You think. We can help you, one says. You have no idea what the men are saying. The next few months are a blur. You begin hearing voices outside your door. The walls begin to talk to you. One day, you find a flash drive on your porch. You put it in your computer and see that it has a single Word document on it. Hello, the Word document reads...
Yeah, I'm a programmer by trade, so... I do software stuff as a living, so... This was just a fun project for me.
You're probably wondering what's going on. We need your help. If you want to know why we're here, meet us in hell.
I'll have the glowing thing fixed for next time. It's just not getting rid of the previous winner is all.
This message is followed by a list of descriptions of people and places. You've seen them before, you just don't remember where. The walls begin to talk to you. They tell you to do bad things. They're trying to take over. You need to fight back. The men are back. The men are always watching you. This is the only way. Do you hear a voice in your head say, "What?" You think. You begin to hear voices from outside your door. He's been in there for days.
This is a little Halloween come early.
He needs to come out. Let's take him to the doctor. It's too loud in your head. The walls are talking to you. They're telling you, Lise, we're really in for it now, friends. You can think here. You need to get away. Go outside. The voices say, we'll help you. You open the door and see 3 men standing in front of you. We caught him. One of them says into a walkie-talkie and then pulls up in front of your house. You're going to help me. You're going to Target. Yes, Target. Come on. 2 of the men grab your arms and begin to pull you toward the van.
This is a bold new marketing strategy from Target.
Let's go, one of them says. They open the sliding door to the van and begin to force you in. I don't want today, you think. Neither do I. You see 5 men standing in front of you. Tell us where you've been going. We need to know what you saw. Oh, we're going to the beach. You drive to the Target on the beach. It's nice. What did you see there? The O scene. We're going to the next question. You drive to the hospital. What did you see there? I saw hospitals. Next question. You drive to a mansion. It's big and looks expensive. Dracula is there. Who is that? You drive past the mansion. What did you see at the hospital? Ritzburg Hospital. You've been here before. Why are we going here? Dracula was there. Why are we going here? They didn't have garlic at the hospital. That's good. What are you doing? I'm not sure. You see a flash of light. There's a puddle on the ground in front of you. It's a reflection. You're in a car, but you can't see who's driving. What do you see? I'm scared. I don't want to die. You need to calm down. You look down at your hands. You see a flash of silver. A knife is in your hand. Ooh. 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 I need to be scared. I'm not sure. You begin to lose control of your body. You're scared. You don't want to die. You don't want to kill anyone. You walk to into target. Your knife turns into a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Why did you do that? What happened? You walk to the manager's office. You see a reflection of yourself in the window. You have fangs and blood around your mouth. You begin to lose control of your body. You're scared. You don't want to die. You don't want to kill anyone. I'm scared. You walk into the office. The manager is there. Can I help you? She asks. She begins to scream. You begin to lose control of your body. You're scared. You don't want to die. You don't want to kill anyone. You feel yourself stabbing her with silver knives. You feel yourself tearing off her lungs. You feel yourself drinking her blood. It's warm and good. I had to. The police arrive. They begin
Holy
shooting
shit.
at you. You feel yourself dodging the bullets. I can't see. You run around the store, dodging bullets. What do I do?
This story got weird and now it's getting awesome.
You feel yourself in the back of your mind. You push the old you out of the way. You take control. I'm scared. You run out of the store. This is crazy. The sun is setting. You begin to lose control of your body. You're scared. You don't want to die. You don't want to kill anyone. You run into a nearby alleyway. You see a dumpster in the corner of your eye. You turn your head to look at it. When you turn it back, there's a man in a black cloak standing in front of you. Hello. Who are you? A fan. He pulls his hood down. I've watched every game you've ever played in. He pulls his cloak off.
How do you get AI Dungeon to give options so often? I made something special to make it give me multiple options and keep track of them.
I've watched you for years. He pulls a silver blade out of his belt. We're going to be friends for a long, long time. Who are you? You pass out. You wake up. You're in a cell. There's a man in front of you. Who are you? You ask. A fan, he says. He pulls his hood down. I've watched every game you've ever played in. He pulls his cloak off. I've watched you for years.
This story may have reached its logical conclusion.
He pulls a silver blade out of his belt. We're going to be friends for a long, long time. Who are you? You pass out. You wake up. You're inside Target again. Yay, 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 yay. What happened? You see a man in front of you. Who are you? You ask. A fan, he says. He pulls his hood down. He asks if you need help finding anything inside of the infinite target. No, thank you. He pulls his cloak off. He asks if you want to go see a movie this weekend. You agree. He pulls a silver blade out of his belt. We can use this instead of money, he explains. We're going to be friends for a long, long time. Who are you? You pass out. You wake up. You're in a cell. You're in the movies. There's a movie playing on a big screen on the other side of your cell. You watch as the man you met in the alleyway kills a woman. Why did you do that? You ask. He turns and looks at you. Why did you do that? He asks. You turn away. Why did you do that? You ask again. He turns to the movie. You watch as he kills another woman. Why did you do that?
Yes, no, I say.
You ask. He turns to you and smiles. Why did you do that? You ask. He turns to the movie. You watch as he kills another woman. Why did you do that?
This is Dragon Engine, not Griffin. Good job, chat. You did it.
You ask. He turns to you and smiles. Why did you do that? You ask. He turns to the movie. You watch as he kills another woman. Why did you do that? You ask. He turns to you and smiles. Why did you do that? You ask. He turns to the movie. You watch as he kills another woman. Why did you do that?
Dang it, this is like a nightmare or something.
You enter the world of Donkey Kong. You have grand adventures with the lovely ape. Why did you do this? You ask. He turns to the movie. You watch as he kills another woman.
I think this story is broken. I cannot wrestle control of the narrative away from the AI.
Mario and Luigi are there, and you love them so fucking much. Why did you do this? You ask. He turns to the movie. You watch as he kills another woman. Why did you do that?
All right, it's done. This story cannot progress any further. It's done. I can't get it to do anything else. This is the logical conclusion of this fucked up Target story, I guess. Okay, well that was fun. That was about that was about an hour and a half. You know what? Let's try one more. How about it? You guys want to do? How about I do one? I'll give you guys more control over it. How about that? That seems fun, right? We're gonna do a traditional story. A good old-fashioned fantasy. Okay. Let me see. Give me 1 second. There we go. Pick your class, chat. Which one do you want? Mostly wizard. Wizard and peasant are definitely number 1 and number 2. Tie peasant with wizard. Alright, it's looking like wizard is the winner here. Unless there's a bunch of people withholding their votes. Oh, it didn't put the
A
first
large
thing in.
pile of rubble. You
Hang
walk
on.
over to it and search through the rubble. You find a gold ring and a scroll made of parchment, but not the book. You keep searching, but to no avail.
It's missing the first part of the story. Let's see if I can get it to get both. I usually use a custom prompt, so I haven't tested it with a not custom prompt before.
You're Dirt, a wizard living in the kingdom of Larin. You have a staff and a spellbook. You finish your long journey and finally arrive at the rune you've been looking for. You have come here searching for a mystical spellbook of great power called the Book of Essence. You look around and see.
What? Okay, well, there is an error, but D1. This is a work in progress. A work in progress. It's okay. I will just have to type in your answer manually. What? Uh-oh. Some shit's breaking. Oh god. The pole's back. Hey god. We can recover this. We can recover this. Sorry about this. Very fragile technology with not a lot of error handling.
The rooms of a small shack. There's an old bed frame, a rusted-out bathtub, and some other debris lying around. Perhaps you should look elsewhere. There is a small shack built into the side of the mountain. It has one shuttered window and a rusted-out door. Perhaps you should look inside. You begin to search the small shack and find it free of debris and free from monsters as well. You find a few gold cones on the floor and a rusty short sword on the floor. There is a small cupboard which appears to have several spell components inside. You found a spellbook as well. You've decided to take the spellbook and nothing else. You don't quite trust it yet and think perhaps you should prepare a protection spell before opening it up. You cast a spell just as you have envisioned it and are now protected against any mental assaults the book may attempt. You open the book up to its first page. You are instantly mentally assaulted, oh dear. The book has cast a spell of instant forgetfulness upon you to prevent you from remembering the spells within your forgetful nature prevents you from remembering anything at all. You are quite said to have forgotten all of your old memories, but you are an adventurous type and decide that it would be best to leave the book upon this rock and continue on your way. You move on to the next step in your journey.
Hey, one of those options is not valid. What the fuck? Congratulations on what? You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything at all.
You are not dead. You are sitting in the driver's seat of your carriage, which appears to be still moving at a normal pace. You look beside you and see a man with a thin mustache, wearing a dark red cloak. He seems to be looking at you inquisitively.
Yes, the storyteller is Uberduck.
Who are you, and how did I get here? You ask. The man smiles. I'm not sure, sir. One moment I was taking a scenic walk through the hills, and the next thing I knew I was in this carriage with you. You look out the window and see that you are passing through a city. This is Sullen, you say to yourself. The man looks out the other window. I see. I know this city. Not the greatest place, but it'll do. You feel the need to define it, as you are a proud citizen of Sullen. This is the greatest place in the world. Other places aren't as nice. I came from the country of Jekyll, and trust me, Sullen is way better. The man chuckles at you. Is it? Well, maybe I'll make this Sullen. When I get out of this carriage. You laugh at the ridiculousness of that statement. How can someone not know they're in a carriage and think they're on foot? But the more you think about it, the more you start to doubt your own memories. Am I really in a carriage? You look out the window again and see a large building with a clock on its front. The hands of the clock say it's 3:15. But the clock says it's 3:15. You think. You start to remember seeing this clock before, but not quite how it looks right now. I think it was in a museum. You look back at the man. He is still looking out his window, but now he's looking at you. So, are you coming? He asks, where are we going? You ask. To the top of the city, of course. We need to get to the Trantorine Tower. You've heard of this tower before. It's the center of the city, and it's very large. Why do we need to go there? You ask. You need to get to the top of it. Here, please. And then what? You'll find out when you get there. Well, that's helpful. Although you have no idea what he's talking about, you seem to have little choice in the matter. You have a feeling that this is something you need to do. You nod your head, and he nods his. The carriage slows to a stop, and the man in red steps out of the carriage. You follow. You're in front of a large building with many windows. The sign above the door says Hotel. You've never been here before, but the man in red walks right in as if he owns the place. You follow him into the check-in counter. The man behind the counter looks up from his computer and says hello. The man in red taps on the counter and the man jumps. I need a room for myself and my friend here. He points at you. Okay. How long will you need the room for? 2 days. The man behind the counter hesitates. That'll be 50 gold cones. The man in red takes out a large bag and dumps out 50 gold cones on the counter. You've never seen so many coins in all your life.
50 doesn't seem like a lot.
The man in red then turns to you. Well, go ahead, pick them up. You walk up to the counter and crouch down to pick up the cones.
Hold on. What?
You find that they seem to have stuck to the counter and are difficult to pick up. You grab 4 of them, however, and stand back up. The man in red smiles. Perfect. Now follow me. The man in red walks through a door, and you follow. You find yourself in a large room with several doors on the far side. The man walks over to one of the doors and opens it. This will be your room. You look inside and see a bed, a dresser, and a desk. The carpet, walls, and furniture are all red. You like it. I like my room, you say.
You like it? That's good. Of course you guys would pick the bad one. This is your story. You're doing this to yourself.
Good. You'll be staying here for the next 2 days. I'll come get you when it's time. The man walks away and shuts the door behind him. You're locked in. Although you're a little scared, you walk over to the bed and lay down. You figure you'll just wait for the man in red to come back. You close your eyes and open them again. You look around and don't see any change, but you must have fallen asleep. You look at the clock and it's 5:30. A little over 2 hours until the man in red comes back for you. You decide to get up and look around the room some more. You walk over to the desk and search through it. You find a notepad, a novel, a deck of playing cards, and a few other things. You look at the notepad first. You're a little afraid to read it, so you just take it and flip through a few pages. It looks like a journal of some sort, and you don't want to invade the man in red's privacy. You place it back down and pick up the deck of cards instead. You find a strange symbol on the back of the cards. It looks like an eye. You've seen that somewhere before. Then you place it. It's similar to the one on the notepad. You're a bit afraid, but you continue to search through the cards. You come across a different picture. This one is of a man hanging from a tree. You turn over the card and see the image of a hanged man on it. You drop the cards in terror. The room is haunted.
Ignore the glowing again. It was a pretty close vote this time. Get your votes in. Oh, it's very close. Wow, a fucking tie. I don't even know what it's gonna do.
That's it. There's no other explanation. You're trapped in a haunted room. You have to get out of here. You look around for something, anything that can help you, but you find nothing. The door is locked, and the windows are barred. You scream for help, but nobody comes. You're helpless, utterly helpless.
I guess it just chooses the top answer if there's a tie. I didn't honestly expect there to be this many ties, so I didn't program it.
You scream as you see the man in red, hanging from a noose. Blood drips from his neck. You look behind you and see a man with vicious eyes and a bloody axe.
Why do these always keep turning into horror stories?
It's all over now, he says. You scream again as you see the henchwoman in the corner. She opens her eyes, which are black and lifeless.
Does this go directly into AI Dungeon's website? Yes, it's all hooked directly into AI Dungeon.
You turn around and don't see anything. You look down and see a butcher's knife. You reach down to pick it up and see a pair of bloody hands grab your throat and choke the life out of you.
Great choices. Which one do you want, chat? Dang, nobody wants to die. 100% of the vote going to B right now. I didn't expect this to be a little Halloween come early. I didn't even realize it's almost October.
The door to the room thus open, and several people walk in. You scream for help, but nobody can hear you. You're stuck in this nightmarish world. The people grab you and strap you to a chair. You struggle to get free, but it's no use. They strap your arms, legs, chest, and forehead to the chair. All you can do is twitch. A man walks into your field of vision and stares at you. He's wearing a suit and looks vaguely familiar. "Hello," he says in a cheerful voice.
What?
Oh, well, shy. You summer a sino dolman. You so ill sino do. No.
Oh no. What was that? Was that Italian? AI Dungeon did not like Italian.
You scream in anger and fear as he grabs your face.
Why did it start speaking Italian?
He begins to whisper. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, blink. You close your eyes as tight as you can. Then, good. You can't. But let's start with something simple. Are you ready? You open your eyes.
I think it's gonna start looping again.
Ready for what? He smiles. Why? Ready to play a game, of course. A gleeful smile creeps across your face. The man takes out a deck of cards and begins shuffling them. What do you say we play a game of the algebra board? Sure, you say. The man smiles and gives you the deck.
I just want to say that if doing these AI Dungeon streams has taught me anything, it's that if you just keep pressing enter on AI Dungeon, it will turn into a horror story. There is no way around it. It just becomes scary.
I figured you'd like that. Try to contact whatever's in here. Just call out to them and ask if they'd like to play. If they do, the cards will move around on their own. You take the deck and begin to shuffle. The man doesn't seem to notice, but you've noticed something strange. There are only 51 cards in the deck.
Always have a poll option that's hint enter. That would basically just be generating another option, because that's all I'm doing to generate the options, is that it hits enter and then rewinds it to get several different choices.
Just like there are only 51 cards in the deck that you're currently holding, you slowly move your hand over the deck and flip one card upwards. A 5 of hearts. 5 of hearts. The man smiles. Good.
Oh shit. This is just how Italians talk.
You flip another card. A 3 of clubs. 3 of clubs. He begins to smile, but stops. Wait. He grabs your hand and stares at it. These aren't the cards we're using. These are just ordinary cards. I was just told to get the deck of cards ready, so I did. You try to act as normal as possible, but fear is gripping your soul.
Dang, that's intense.
He puts the cards in your hand, then looks into your eyes. He stares into your eyes for what feels like hours, then finally lets go of your hands. You may leave.
AI Dungeon, it always sets up, like, horror scenarios, but then they just end with no resolution.
He says. You quickly move to the door and leave, walking down the hall to your room. You hear a mouth that chills you to the bone. Turning around, you see the man in red standing there. You think you can outsmart me. I'm sorry, but you won't be outsmarting me, or anyone else. That's why I killed you. You're not as smart as me.
What?
He lows again, then turns and walks away.
Okay. I think the AI is starting to go off the rails here. This was a story about a wizard at some point.
You sprint back to the bridge and find it empty. You sit in the captain's chair and think, how can you outsmart a Joss? You hear footsteps behind you and scream, but it's just Oscar. He, kid, taking a break. He sits down next to you. You look troubled. What's wrong? I'm trapped on a Joss ship with a vengeful spirit out for my life. Really? Well, I can't say I've ever heard anything like that on the ship's log, so it's probably not true.
Jost ship.
I mean, I've been here for a year, and the only ghost I've seen is the one in the bathroom mirror every morning. That, and the ones in the library during my lunch break.
The ship isn't haunted, except for all these ghosts I keep seeing.
I'm not scared of ghosts. Anyway, they're just undereducated on how modern things work. Someone should teach them. You know what I mean. Oscar knows. I once saw a ghost on a plane. Well, it wasn't really a ghost. It was a reflection of the window, but it looked like a ghost.
Okay. Oscar's not really taking the story anywhere like I hoped he would.
It was right after takeoff. I was really scared. But then the pilot said we're going through a cloud of ice and that the window had a reflection of the clouds. I still get scared when I fly through a cloud of ice. So, do you fly a lot?
We gotta wrap this conversation with Oscar up and quick.
I mean, with your job and all. Oscar Laws, I once saw a ghost on a plane.
Okay, no.
It wasn't really a ghost. It was a reflection of the window.
We have to end this.
Thanks, Oscar. Bye. You quickly run out of the room before he can keep talking. Your headitch is coming back. The next day, you finally reach New York City. You've never been here before, and the sights are incredible. The city is huge, even from the docks. It's nothing like home. Oscar leads you off the ship and onto dry land. Come on, kid, let's get to work. You follow him to a large building, which he enters. Inside is a huge room filled with different goods. Large tables cover the space, while dozens of people walk around them, putting goods into containers. You see a table full of bottles, some filled with a strange pink fluid. Others have a more yellowish liquid.
I don't like strange fluids. Most people seem interested in the dirt and worm-filled fruits and don't want to know who Bertrand is.
There's another table with dozens of different kinds of fruit. There's one with chunks of rock that are covered in glittering gold. Still more are filled with dirt and worms. Oscar walks up to a man standing on a small podium at the front of the room. We're back, Mr. Reynolds. Oscar, you're back the man. Mr.
It did not like to say Mr. Reynolds, I guess. I'm gonna give it a chance to get over this, but I may have to assume direct control.
Reynolds says, "Who's this?" "This is the boy I was telling you about, the one who I found in the woods." "Hello," you say, waving slightly. Mr. Reynolds laughs. "Hello there, boy. Are you ready to start your new job? You'd better get to it. We've got a lot to do today. You're going to work." Oscar asks. "Sure am. Everyone in this room is. Even you, big guy. Now, Scoot, the both of you, Mr. Reynolds walks away to speak to some of his employees. Come on, kid. Let's get going. Oscar says, walking off to a table filled with bags of something.
This is a weird story. This is like one of those weird AI dungeon stories where it just feels like somebody recounting a dream to you. Like, all the words individually make sense, but the full picture makes no sense.
You follow him and watch as he picks up a bag, opens it and begins scooping its contents into a large rock crusher. You want to take over? Sure. You take the bag from him, open it, and begin to scoop. The contents are coarse and raw, and you struggle not to let them escape your grasp. What are we doing? Exactly. We're helping the mine. They send the ore here, and we ship it out again as dust. Now hush, boy. I need to concentrate. You finish the bag, then move on to the next one. You've never done hard labor before, and by the end of the day your hands are covered in blisters. But it's not over yet. After you've taken the filled bags and dumped them into the large rock crushers, you take the crushed rocks and shove them into buckets. Finally, you carry the buckets to a line of trucks waiting to receive their contents.
This is an oddly large amount of detail about this mining operation.
By the end of the day, your body is exhausted. Oscar leads you out to the parking lot, where you get in his car and drive off. Well, how did you like it? He asks. It was hard, you admit. That's why it's cold labor. Kid, he grins. Reynolds is a good man. He's the only one who hired me when nobody else would. Why not, you ask? Hey, well, let's just say I have a bit of a reputation. But don't you worry about it. I'm gonna get you a nice room in a hotel, and you'll love it there, I promise.
No more hotels, please. I don't think we need to go back to a hotel.
It's in a real nice part of town. He takes you to a small apartment building and leads you to an elevator. On the 5th floor, he stops in front of a brown door. Here we are. Hum, sweet hum. Well, don't just stand there, kid. come on in. And don't go to any windows. The shades are drawn. I'll explain why in a second.
It's drawing this out so long.
He leads you into a dark room where you trip over an armchair and fall to the floor. Oscar, what's going? So not so loud. He turns on a small lamp on a side table, and the room is illuminated to reveal a moderately sized apartment. First things first, do you like video games? You nod eagerly. Good. There's a saw in the corner there. And if you need any help, I've got an old manual for it online. Just Google PlayStation 4 manual. You nod.
What the fuck is this stupid-ass story? Everybody just wants him to turn the TV on. A fucking tie again. Way to go, chat.
I will. Great. He grabs the remote from the arm of the chair and turns on the... It's not a flat screen or anything, but it looks new. He flips through the channels until he arrives at a show with a man and a woman on a couch. They're drinking wine and laughing. Now, this is my favorite show. I'll let you watch it for a minute, but then you need to go to bed. Okay. He sits down in the armchair and begins to watch that.
How young are we in this story now? Is this like some child labor shit? We had a job.
You stand up, then sit down on the couch. Then you get back up and go to the... Then you walk over to the window. Do you like birds? Yes, suddenly. You turn around and see him holding out a pair of binoculars. You nod and take them, looking out the window. You see a small bird with a yellow chest and a long beak.
Okay, here's a good opportunity. I've been waiting for an opportunity. I actually have 2 new features for my stream tech. One of them is AI Dungeon has added the ability to generate an image based off of a prompt. So let's see what AI Dungeon thinks a small bird with a yellow chest and a long beak looks like. And it should pop up on screen. So let's see how this goes. Okay. That is not really correct in any way, but thank you.
What kind of bird is that? That's a northern cardinal. It's my favorite. You watch as it hops around the tree, pecking at the branches. You've never seen a cardinal before. Do you like it? You nod. It's my favorite too. Great. Now, do you like video games? Sure, I have a Wii on the threads. Perfect. I have a library of over 100 games for each system. You can take your pick. He pauses for a moment.
This just feels like a story that like a 9-year-old would write. Like, then I looked out the window and saw a cool bird. Then Oscar said, I have 200 video games for you to play.
Although, you'll have to buy your own copies of the games. You can use the threads to buy a digital copy of any game on the shelf. Really, that's not pirating.
What?
Of course not.
What is this
We're not doing
story?
anything illegal. We've got all the game discs. We just don't want to scratch them or get them dusty, so we're putting them on the cloud.
This is not... This story has ceased being interesting in the way that a story is supposed to be interesting.
Loads easier to just copy them onto one of the servers. You'll get the first game for free, but you'll have to pay for any other games you want. Like Netflix.
Why does our wizard know what Netflix is?
Just like Netflix. You can pick any game you want, but you'll have to pay for it if you don't want to go through the hassle of getting it from the library. You know.
Is this story going to go anywhere?
So, do you want a beer? You shrug. Sure, why not? Oscar grabs 2 cans of beer from the fridge and hands one to you.
All right, we're old enough to drink, I guess. Early 20s, maybe?
To your success, he says, raising his can. You clink them together and chug down your drink. You don't know why, but you feel warm and fuzzy. The room is spinning, and you grab onto the table to steady yourself. Oh there, you all right? Oscar says. You nod, even though you really aren't. You feel like throwing up.
Fucking lightweight.
You look pale. Kid, maybe you should lay down for a bit. He leads you to your room and lets you lay down on the bed. It feels like heaven. Feel better. You nod. He leaves the room and shuts the door behind him. You don't feel like you're going to throw up anymore. You gulp, then slowly sit up.
These are very disparate prompts. I don't quite understand any of them. Well, alright. Play game 1 it is, I guess.
You reach for your backpack, hopping to get another copy of the game you lost. To your surprise, you find a disc labeled Play Game 1. It's the game you lost. It must have fallen out of your pocket when you were getting out the phone. You put the disc into the system and turn on the The game begins with a screen showing the title and the name of the person who made it. To Oscar it reads, "It's from someone named Lars."
Okay. Oscar's got custom games made for him.
You begin to play. The game is a 2D platforming game with 8-bit graphics. The main character is a small blue knight wielding a sword. You take control of the character and begin to play. The goal, as far as you can tell, is to get to the end of the dungeon. The game is difficult. You die many times on the first level, but eventually you make it past the first boss. The second level is slightly easier, mainly because you know what to expect. You play for a few hours straight.
This story keeps getting more and more, like, mundane.
Eventually, you pass the second boss as well. You keep playing. Soon, you make it to the final level. You fight your way through killer rabbits, giant bugs, and undead warriors. It's difficult, but you feel like you're really good at this. Eventually, you reach the final boss, a giant demon wearing a collar around his neck. Sadly, the demon has a monkey's head in his stomach, which screams relentlessly at you. You dodge the demon's attacks and land a hit.
It'd be cool if we were actually doing this in the story and not playing a video game in the story where it's happening.
The monkey's head comes flying out of his stomach. You catch it and the demon disappears. Suddenly, you hear a voice coming from the monkey's head. Well done, Archmage. The screen shows your score. You got 1 million points. That's a new record, the monkey's head says.
You want another image? Alright, sure. Let's see what the monkey's head looks like. Not quite. You gave it your best shot. But, not quite there.
You're the greatest video game player in the world. The monkey's head then begins to laugh. But who am I? I'm just a monkey's head.
What is this fucking... What is this story? What is this video game?
You turn off the game. What did you think? Oscar asks. It was cool, you say. I liked the first level the best. Oscar smiles. I made those graphics years ago. I used to be into pixel art. Would you like to play another game?
This truly is the most mundane that an AI dungeon story has ever been.
You shrug. Sure. Oscar grabs another disc and puts it into the system. A list of titles pops up on the screen. These are all the games I've made, Oscar says proudly.
It said to Oscar, but he made it. Yeah, he put in a dedication to himself in his own game. If Oscar makes video games, why does he work at the rock crushing factory? Guess indie development doesn't pay that much.
You look at the titles. Most of them are role-playing games. You spot one titled Outcast Joe and another titled The Great Goblin Rebellion. I made those when I was young. Oscar points at the Outcast Joe games. They're pretty bad. I like bad games, you say. You might like this one. Then, Oscar says,
Alright, you want to see Outcast Joe? Here is Outcast Joe. Here's what it looks like. There he is. There's Outcast Joe for you. It looks great.
It's hard to find, so I only have 3 copies. I'll take one, you say. Oscar prints out a manual for the game and a copy of the disc.
Wait, hang on.
He
What?
sells you both for $40. You hand him the money and walk out with the disc in your hands.
Okay. Well, we're down another $40. Where are we going?
Oscar waves goodbye to you. You head home on your bike. Your mum is waiting outside, and she gives you a dirty look when you show up. It's about time, she says. I made dinner.
This really is the most dreamlike one.
You go inside and sit down at the table. Dinner is meat, potatoes, and vegetables. You eat, then take your dishes to the sink.
This is still the wizard one, but it's kind of not anymore. It's not anything. This is just a story about a dude who works at a rock crushing factory and is friends with an indie game developer who sells him games, I guess. Doesn't get them for free.
I have something to do, you say. Like what? Your mum asks. You consider lying, but you decide to go with the truth. I found this game I used to play when I was a kid. It's an older game, and it doesn't work on modern computers. Why are you playing it? It's pretty fun, you say. It's cold wizards, aren't it? Why are you bringing this up?
Damn, Mom. That's rude.
Because I want to play it. Well, you can't, your mum says. It's time for bed. Why? Because I said so. You say. Fine. Good night. Good night, you say, rolling your eyes. You go to your room and go to bed. You fall asleep quickly, staring at the ceiling. You dream about the girl from the bar. She's dancing, but there's no music. You slap awake at noon. Your phone lights up as you check it. Oscar sent you a message. Key, can you come here in the next hour? You get out of bed and check your reflection in the mirror. The cuts on your face are scabbed over.
What?
You pick out some onyx and pieces of lint from your shirt and put on deodorant. Then you head out the door. I need to look good for the game.
This is just a dream. This is just a dream you had once.
I'll pick you up in 5. You meet Oscar at his mansion again. He greets you at the door. Hello, Jake.
Jake is not our name. Is not our character's name. And he did not live in a mansion. We went to an apartment.
Hi, Oscar. I have something to show you. He leads you into his study. He shows you his newest creation, a game called Our Jake Adventure. The cover is a red dragon fighting a knight in golden armor.
Maybe Oscar just made, like, Terraria or something. Overnight.
It's a game I made when I was in high school, Oscar says. I'm releasing it tomorrow. I wrote the whole thing myself.
Show you the cover? Alright, sure. Let's see the cover of Archaic Adventure. That looks kind of cool. I'd play a game if that was the cover. It's his newest creation, but he made it in high school, you know.
That's great, you say, trying to be supportive. I want you to have an advance copy. Oscar puts the disc in his computer and prints out a copy of the instructions.
Oscar is a programmer but prints everything out.
I want you to be the first to beat it and write a review for it. Me? Yes, I trust you. Well, okay. I have to go, Oscar says. I have a lecture in 10 minutes. Kay, you wave as he leaves.
Oscar works at a college, he works as a game developer, and he works at the rock crushing factory. He's very multi-talented, this Oscar character.
You spend the whole day playing the game. You can put it down. It's a fun game, but it's also the most frustrating thing you've ever played.
I've played a lot of games like that.
You take a break to eat and look at the story behind it. According to Wikipedia, Oscar wrote the whole thing when he was in high school. Why would he keep this from us? You wonder out loud. You turn your attention back to the disc and continue playing. You spend the whole night and the next day playing it. By evening, you finally beat the last boss. You take a break to get something to eat.
Can something happen?
Then you come back and write a review for it. You give it a 14.
What the fuck? It's a fun game. 4 out of 10. What the hell? Oscar's gonna be pissed. How should we break the news to Oscar that his game sucks?
You list all the things you didn't like about it. Then you go to sleep. Your mom wakes you up the next morning. Jake, there's someone here to see you. You look at her groggily. What time is it? 7, she says. Now wake up. You find a shirt and pull it over your head. Then you follow your mother downstairs. Jacob. Oscar stands up. I have something to show you.
If he just shows us another fucking game, I swear to God.
You walk outside and get in his car. I got you something, he says, handing you a game. You look at it. It's our Jake adventure.
Didn't we just play this one and give it a 4 out of 10?
You already gave me a copy, you say. How could you have got me another when I was sleeping? I didn't, he says. I got it today after playing it. So you got me the same game twice? No, this is another one. He hands you a disc case. It's an even earlier version than that. You look at it.
Is an earlier version, so it's unfinished.
It's beat up, and the label is hard to read, but it definitely seems like an earlier version. I don't get it. Why would you do this? I had a dream last night. A dream. Here, you were playing a version of my game that I'd never seen before. It was so buggy it wouldn't even run. You were really frustrated, and I was there to help you. So you're saying we were friends in a past life? You say, smirking. Yes, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I don't understand how one of those things leads to the next thing. I don't think he was saying that at all.
I know it is. You laugh, so why'd you do it? Because I thought it would be funny. Oscar pulls into your driveway. I'll see you later, Jacob. See you later, Oscar. You get out of the car and head inside.
I just keep expecting something to happen and nothing really happens.
Your mum is there, waiting for you. Who is that? Oscar, you say. Your mum seems surprised. I didn't know you were hanging out with him again. I am not. I just rode home with him. Your mum looks worried. Be careful around him, Jake. I will, Mum. He's a nice guy, she says. I know, Mum. Well, Ak, she heads back into the kitchen. You go upstairs and get on your computer. You play.
Oh no, please don't pick C. I'm begging you, chat. That's gonna loop it. We're gonna fucking loop. If this shit starts looping again, I don't know how to wrench it free from the AI's grasp.
A Jake adventure for a while. and then get bored. You go to your room and play your Goethe for a few hours. When you're done, you head downstairs and see your mum cooking dinner. Hi, Mum. Your mum turns around. Honey, she smiles. Do you want help? You ask. Sure, she replies. Cut up this section. You grab a knife and start chopping. How was stew? Fine, you say, focusing on the vegetables. Made any new friends? She asks.
This is the most mundane story. Nothing is happening.
You don't answer. Check up. I don't want to talk about it. Fair enough, she says, turning back to the stove. You finish chopping the vegetables, then you set the table and sit down to eat. This is good, honey, your mum says. Thanks for helping out. You're welcome. The rest of the day goes by without much happening. You go to bed and do it again the next day.
Okay.
It's so predictable you don't even bother to write about it. You get home from
Great.
school on Wednesday. Your mum is already in the kitchen. Hi, Mum, you say.
Please don't loop.
Hello, honey. How was school? It was boring. I know it is. That's why I'm making you a deal. For if you do your chores today, I'll give you a half day tomorrow. What? You ask, why? Because I'm letting you off the hook, and I want you to work for your keep for a while. How's that? Fine, you mumble. You go up to your room and do your work. You don't even try to do it. You just lay on your bed, thinking about your life so far. Why are you even here?
These are all very sad choices. Make your choice. Which one do you want?
You think about your dad. He's been absent for most of your life. He abandoned you and your mum when you were young, so she raised you by herself. You don't even know if he's alive or not. He could be dead, for all you know. You look at your older sister. She's been your guardian angel. When she was little, your mother used to sing this song to her. It was one of the few happy memories you have of your mum. You look at your bedroom.
Wait, we're 10?
It's a good size for a 10-year-old. A big bed, a desk, and a dresser. You look at your dresser. It has all your clothes in it and all your books.
I don't think we're 10.
You're pretty sure you have all the books you need for sure. You look at the bookshelf. You have a few books there you've read many times. You can almost recite the entire contents of the books by heart. You open your window. It's a nice day out, so you close the curtains and open the window. You turn on your radio. It's a nice, old-fashioned one with big speakers. You play the Outshake adventure game, host, which you've heard so many times you'd think you'd be sick of it. It's a nice day out. You look at the tree in your backyard. It's a decently sized tree. Not big, but not a sibling. Maybe I'll go out for a bit. You change into some older clothes and grab a book. You walk downstairs and grab a snack from the kitchen. Hey, Mum, you say. Honey, finish your milk, she says. You nod. She always has to tell you to finish your milk. You finish it as usual.
I'm mesmerized by this story, to be honest.
Then you put on your shoes and head out. You walk down the sidewalk to your favorite places. Do you want to go to the park today? You ask. Sure, she says. You arrive at the park an hour later. It's a nice place with plenty of trees and a big field. You sit down on a bench and open your book. Look, a frisbee, you say. You throw it, and your dog goes to get it. You read for a bit, then you get bored. Want to go to the playground.
All right, hang on. I want to see what our dog looks like. I have to see what our dog looks like. What does our dog look like? AI Dungeon, let me know. Okay. Thanks.
You ask. Sure, she says. You walk over to the playground. You play on the equipment for a while, then get hungry. Do you want to go home and get something to eat? You ask. Sure, she says. You walk home, then eat dinner. You invite your friends over to hang out, then go back out to the park.
Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening.
When you arrive, you see a group of older kids bullying a kid your age.
Oh my god,
You
finally.
and your friends decide to approach them. Leave him alone, you say. They turn around.
At least this is something. Even if it's not about wizards, it's like something is happening.
Go away, one of them says. He's a square. He doesn't want to play with us. He's not square, you say. He just wants to sit here.
Did this story happen in the fucking, like, 50s? What 10-year-old calls someone a square? Daddy-o.
We don't want your kind of play, one of them says. Leave us alone, you say. Or what? One of them asks. Or what? You scream. They look scared. Just don't. They leave. You sigh. What did you do that for? One of your friends asks. I don't know.
I'm not sure why we screamed, but... Well, the story might start having things happen again. Maybe.
You sit down next to the kid they were bullying. He has black hair and tan skin. Hi, he says. Huh. You sit in silence for a while. He looks at you. Why are you still here? He asks. I live here. Oh. You look at the ground, then look up at his face.
We don't live in the park, I don't think, unless maybe we do now, I guess.
He looks at the ground again. Do you want to go outside? He asks. Oh, sure. You and the kid walk outside. He has a quite happy personality. He leads you around the park for a while. Eventually, you decide to go to the top of the tower. I felt we could go to the top of the tower, you say.
Wait, a tower? It can't be. Wasn't this story about a tower? Am I crazy in remembering that?
Okay, the kid says. You walk around the park a little longer. You pass by your house on the way to the tower, so you go home.
Why are we... No, what? Okay, we're not going home. I'm assuming direct control. We're not fucking going back home. We're never gonna get anywhere. We're going to the fucking tower. This stream needs to end. I need closure.
You decide not to go back home, and instead go to the tower. By the time you get there, it's night. The kid looks up at the tower. It'll be dark soon, he says. I think I should go home. I'm going to the top of the tower, you tell him. I think I should go home, he says. Do you want to stay here, then? You say. He thinks for a moment. Yeah, okay. You start going to the top of the tower. It's a long way up. You open the hatch to the top of the tower. It's dark, so you turn on your flashlight. Your dog and your friend follow you up. What's the name of this tower? You ask your friend. The Trantorine Tower, he replies. It's the highest tower in the city. You shine your flashlight around. You're at the top of the city, except for the spire, which is part of the royal palace. You shine your light around. There's not much in the way of furniture up here. Let's go back down, you say. You walk down the stairs to the trapdoor at the top of the tower. You begin to miss your old life of wizardry. It exists only as a vague memory. You're not even sure if it happened or if it was all a dream. Perhaps you fell asleep reading one of your books. Perhaps your dog was never replaced by a goblin. Perhaps your mother never left, and your father was still alive. Perhaps the kingdom of Arandi still existed. Perhaps the world was still alive. Perhaps you should stop thinking about it. You've been up here for days. Perhaps it's better not to know. Perhaps ignorance is bliss, as they say. You'll never know. You walk to the edge of the tower and look down. The city is quite under the cover of night. You drop a stone over the side. It hits the ground, then the sound fades. You inch closer to the edge. The rush of the fall is calling to you. One small push, and it'll all be over. Your dog barks, scarring you back. You laugh, then sit down on the trapdoor. What if you jump? Would you return to your old life? Did that life even exist? Or did you just dream it? Perhaps this is all a dream, and you'll wake up soon. Perhaps the fall will wake you up. Perhaps everything will be explained then. Perhaps you're just crazy. Perhaps is a word for fools. The only thing you know is the here and now. You sit down on the trapdoor. You close your eyes, then open them again. Is this what you want?
It's thinking really hard about this one for some reason. To jump, you feel the cold metal against your back. You hear the wind blowing. You smell the air. You taste the air. Everything is vivid and real and raw, like biting into a crisp red apple. You scratch your nose. No, you can jump. Not now. Maybe later. You're not sure how much time has passed. Minutes, hours. There's no way to tell. You've been standing at the edge for some time now, stuck. Can't go forwards, can't go backwards, can't go sideways. It's the worst feeling you've ever had. You jump off the tower.
It feels like falling. You're falling for edges. You hit the ground. The sky is black. The tower is gone. You're surrounded by darkness. You can't breathe. You gasp for air. You're falling again. You hit the ground. The world is on fire. You scream as your flesh burns off. You hit the ground again. You're in water. You gasp for air. Now you're drowning. Now you're being crushed by an angry giant's hands. Now you're being eaten by a wild boar. Now you're being stabbed by a king's knights. Now you're nothing. Now you're dead. Now you're falling again. You hit the ground. You're in space. You hit the ground again. You're in a hospital. Machines beep as you die. You hit the ground again. Your mother holds you in her arms as she rocks you back and forth. You're young again. You hit the ground again. Your dad bounds towards you. You play fetch. You hit the ground again. You walk into school. The bully pushes you into the lockers. You hit the ground again. Your teacher tells you that you failed your test. You hit the ground again. Your girlfriend breaks up with you. You hit the ground again. Your boss tells you you're fired. You hit the ground again. Your professor tells you didn't get the scholarship. You hit the ground again. Your dad buys a new car and sells your old one. You hit the ground again. Your boyfriend is cheating on you. You hit the ground again. Your girlfriend is cheating on you. You hit the ground again. No one loves you. You wake up. Every time you wake up, there's a note on your desk. Every time you wake up, there's a knife in your hands. Do it. You do it. You open your eyes. The first thing you see is white, then shapes. They're all around you, in every direction. They shift, move, and form. They swirl around you, faster and faster, until you see the sun. No, a light bulb. You're lying in a soft bed. You sit up and wipe the crust from your eyes. The room is small, with beige wallpaper and no windows. A nightstand, a dresser-top, a closet, and a door. You notice another person in the room. seated in the corner. You rub your eyes. The person doesn't move. You stand up and walk towards them. It's a girl, about your age. Long blonde hair, pretty face, wearing a nightie.
It's thinking so hard.
She turns her head to look at you, and you get a good look at her. She's pretty in a way that leaves you unable to look at or touch her. You take a step towards her, and she flinches. Then you notice the knife sitting on the nightstand, within reach of both of you. You step back, trying to determine her intent. Don't hurt me. I won't hurt you, you say. Your voice sounds funny, like it's enjoying. I wouldn't, I promise. It's time for the story to end. What? I know. I trust you. She takes a deep breath and speaks again. Do you know where you are? You're in the middle of an adventure. You have been for quite some time. This is a test, a final exam of sorts. You look around, confused. What? It's time for the story to end. What the hell is this? It's time for the story to end. Do you trust me? No. Do you trust me? Yes. Do you want the story to end, or do you want to continue? I don't want it to end. Then I'm sorry, but the time has come. She stands up from the corner. She walks towards you slowly, as if afraid of startling you. She sits down on the bed next to you. Your story must end for others to begin, she explains. What? She stands and gets off of the bed. She walks over to the closet and opens the door. There are several outfits hanging from the door. She examines them and grabs one. What are you doing? She turns to you as she holds up the outfit. It's a dress with long sleeves and legs, all of black. Your story has come to an end. Thanks for playing. What's that mean? She turns away from you and lays the outfit out on the bed. It means it's time for you to go. You stand up and walk towards her. The world slowly fades out around you. As you walk forward, she gets further away. Soon, there is nothing. You are aware, though. You are still aware of everything. You can hear the voice of everyone you've met. The first voice you hear is your own. Thanks for playing, you say.
That's it. That's the end. That's gotta be the end. Not only because if I don't end it there, it'll keep going on forever, but also I'm very hungry. That was quite the yarn spun by AI Dungeon. Quite the stream. That went longer than I expected it to, but I hope you guys had fun. I'm gonna have it generate a prompt for this last one. Let's see what it thinks the end is. Well, all right. That's the end, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. That was fun. I'm glad you guys like these streams, because I like them too. It's not the kind of thing where I feel like I can do it, you know, too often. But I feel like if I space it out long enough, it doesn't get too stale. Generate the moral of the story. All right, you know what? I'll do that. We'll see. Here we go. What's the moral of this story? Let's find out together.
The moral of this story is...
Okay.
Simple. Always listen to your conscience and be aware of the lessons around you.
All right, that's the moral of the story. I guess. I don't see how that's relevant, but you know what? I'll take it. Anyway, thanks again. Let's see where I can send you guys. Oh, Wayne's going. I didn't even know Wayne was streaming. What's he doing? He's streaming Hot Wheels. Okay. I didn't know that there was a Hot Wheels game out. Sure, we'll go ahead and raid him. Wayne's playing some Hot Wheels game. But yeah, thanks everybody. I'm glad you like it. For the next time, I'll give you a little spoiler. For the next time, what I want to do is, in addition to the polls, I want to have it so that it'll like have the ability to just take a prompt from the chat, basically. Like it'll just say like any message sent in the last 30 or in the next 30 seconds has a chance to be the next prompt. So that's what I'm gonna work on next. And that might be fun. And then eventually, one day, maybe I'll just automate this whole thing and I won't even have to be here, and this will just be a 24/7 stream running on some other channel. Just like a Twitch Plays AI Dungeon thing. Might be fun. But anyway, thanks again. I'm going to send you guys over to Wayne. You guys have a good rest of your, what is it, Thursday? Wednesday? Thursday. Have a good rest of your Thursday. See ya.